Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever tried to get a young child out the door early in the morning, when they're treating something as simple as putting on socks like a high-stakes hostage negotiation, then you absolutely know that managing their time can feel like a totally impossible puzzle. But today, we're going to uncover exactly how to transform those chaotic, stressful routines into calm, manageable sequences, using some highly effective visual time management strategies. We're essentially giving you the blueprint for mapping out a much, much smoother day. So let's just dive right into this. To actually solve our daily morning struggles, we really need to understand the root cause of all that friction. Like, why are mornings so incredibly complex for young minds? Well, the fundamental answer is that children are entirely stuck in the present moment. They aren't actually trying to be difficult when it's time to get ready. They just experience the flow of time completely differently than we adults do.
Section 1. Shifting from the present, focusing on what is coming up next.
Now, this brings us to our very first major hurdle. How in the world do we shift a child's focus away from right this very second? The truth is, traditional time management completely falls flat for kids because they operate in what we call the immediate present. Basically, this is a cognitive state where their focus is entirely 100% locked on the current moment. Because of this, they literally lack the cognitive ability to predict or plan for future events on their own. Telling a kid, hey, we have to leave in 5 minutes, means absolutely nothing to a brain that only understands right now. They just can't mentally visualize that impending transition.
And honestly, that leads us directly to a pretty harsh practical reality. Traditional clocks simply do not work yet. Since young learners haven't developed the ability to read a standard clock, we just can't rely on abstract numbers to help them navigate their daily responsibilities. I mean, pointing at a ticking clock face and expecting a young child to suddenly grasp the urgency of the morning rush, it's just a massive setup for frustration on both sides.
Moving on to Section 2, Now versus Not Now, using a visual split screen. To bridge this gap between their current cognitive state and our everyday scheduling needs, we essentially have to split their world into two very distinct categories. On one side, we have what is currently happening, now, like, say, eating a snack. And on the other side, we have what is scheduled for later, not now, like reading a story. By cleanly categorizing their reality into this incredibly simple dichotomy, the whole concept of the future immediately becomes tangible and, more importantly, comprehensible for them.
So, the real secret here is that we have to substitute those abstract numbers on a clock with what we like to call picture power. Instead of digits, we use simple, instantly recognizable drawings. For example, a quick drawing of an apple clearly represents snack time, while a drawing of a book clearly means story time. These visual cues powerfully communicate the schedule in a universal language they already fluently understand, which completely bypasses the need for numerical literacy altogether. Section 3. The schedule secret, creating predictability and safety. These tools go way beyond just simple logistics. They actually offer some profound psychological benefits. And this brings us to a really fascinating truth. Giving children the ability to foresee what happens next directly provides them with a deep, fundamental sense of security. As the quote goes, schedules help us feel safe because they tell us what is happening later. Think about it. When a child doesn't know what's coming, the world feels chaotic and scary. But when they do know, they can finally relax. Predictability creates safety. By removing the anxiety of the great unknown through these picture-based schedules, we are deeply empowering our young learners. They actually stop feeling like they're just being dragged unpredictably from one random task to another. Instead, they feel safe, secure, and totally in control of their environment. And I promise you, this vital psychological shift is what truly eliminates the resistance you usually see during daily transitions. All right, Section 4, building the morning map. It's time to build those first schedules. Now that we've got the visual tools down and we understand the powerful psychology behind why they work, let's apply this to the ultimate test of time management, the dreaded morning routine. We do this by introducing a really fun activity called the morning map. This is a sequential schedule where kids actually use simple drawings to illustrate their daily routine. But what makes this so incredibly effective is that the students actively engage in creating this map themselves. It gives them immense ownership, literally turning a complex, high-stress morning into an easy-to-follow visual guide that they actually helped design. So what does this actually look like in practice? It's super straightforward. Step 1, brush teeth. Step 2, get dressed. Step 3, eat breakfast. By breaking a massive, overwhelming morning into these three specific, small, illustrated steps, the entire process becomes so much easier to tackle. It's no longer this insurmountable mountain of demands for mom or dad. It's literally just three simple pictures to follow. Let's quickly recap why this strategy is an absolute game changer. You break big mornings into manageable parts, you get to check items off as you go, and you empower kids to predict transitions. As they physically check these items off their morning map, a profound shift happens. They aren't just mechanically getting ready for the day, they're actively learning a vital life skill. They are learning how to successfully predict transitions and navigate their own daily responsibilities with real confidence and independence. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. If breaking massive tasks into tiny visual steps creates such profound psychological safety and efficiency for toddlers, how might this now versus not now strategy completely change how we handle complex transitions in our own adult lives? Honestly, perhaps these powerful, simple visual tools aren't just for kids. Maybe they're the absolute secret to bringing calm predictability to all of our own chaotic routines. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope you can use these tools to map out a much better future for your own daily schedules.